Yes, the title of this video is correct. We should all be making our New Year's resolutions much smaller than we probably are. And I'll explain in this video why that's not just to try to sabotage you, it's actually to try to help you achieve whatever your goals are, but also allow you to sustain changes into your life, whether it's sync licensing or personal goals or financial goals or whatever it is that you want to do for the new year. This is how you can make some significant and long-lasting changes in your life. I'm going to explain why small changes are better than big ones. So you think about New Year's resolution, what are the typical resolutions people have? Well, losing weight, getting in shape, going to the gym more often, eating healthier. Those are kind of the typical ones. But why does everybody fail at it, right? Why is it always February 1st and then the gym's empty again? People are back to eating the junk food. The weight goes right back on if they lost a little bit of it. Why is it so hard to make these changes in our lives? Well, I think the obvious reason is that we want a pretty dramatic change in our lives. That's usually what a resolution is about, right? We want to lose the weight. We want to get in shape. These are big changes to our physique, to our mindset, to our finances, whatever the goal is. So we just assume in order to get these big changes, we've got to make, or these big results essentially, we've got to make big changes in the here and now. So if I want to lose weight and be in shape, I have to today, January 1st, completely change my diet. I got to stop eating everything that I have been eating and completely reinvent it. I'm now just eating vegetables, right? And let's say I wasn't going to the gym ever. Now I'm going to the gym every single day and I'm going to walk every day and I'm going to take this extremely seriously. And this is ambitious and this is what a lot of people do. And it's the reason why diets don't work. It's the reason why resolutions usually don't work. Our brains and our bodies like stability and predictability, okay? So whatever lifestyle we've gotten used to over the years is where we're comfortable. We may not be like extremely happy with it. That's why we wanted the resolution, but our bodies and minds are used to the diet. They're used to the either exercise or lack of exercise, used to how much we produce music or don't produce music. And it's just kind of our comfort cruising altitude. And so that's where we're comfortable. So when we go ahead and change everything very dramatically in these extreme ways, our brain and our body get out of whack and they're completely disoriented and they're not comfortable. Like we just don't feel comfortable eating the new food, going to the gym that often, exercising that much, or making more music more consistently because that's not what we're used to doing. So in that state of discomfort, by February 1st, our brain usually goes, forget it. Like, let's just go back to sitting on the couch. Forget it. Turn off the DAW. I'm tired of making music. Let's just go play a video game. Your brain and your body are going to constantly try to pull you right back to where their cruising altitude was because you introduced way too much change way too quickly. Okay. Just a fact. You can go look up the stats on diets and people making resolutions. All the data backs me up on this, okay? So what do we do instead? Well, what I recommend and what I'm suggesting you guys do for 2024 is make a 1% change to your life, okay? Not a 25, a 50%, or 100% change to everything you're doing. I know you want big results, you want big changes. Go all the way down to 1%. 1% means something that you can do with almost no effort. It's like seriously almost laughable how little the effort is for you to make that change. But that 1% difference can be stuck with. You can actually stick with this 1% change for the rest of the year. Okay. And you're going to see what happens once you can make a 1% change to your approach in sync licensing. We're going to talk about some examples in this video and how you can basically start to scale that up to 2% and 3% and 4% as the year goes on. It's better to make small, consistent growth and changes to your approach for more productivity or more success, whatever you want, than to go, kind of all out for 30 days and then crash and go right back to what you were doing in 2023 if you weren't happy with those results, okay? So let's talk about some examples from what you guys might be struggling with and how you can make this 1% change to make an improvement for 2024, okay? Many of you guys struggle to be consistent with your music every single day. I know that you get excited about music one week and then the next week you're not. And then the next month you're not. And then it's 3-4 months before you've gone back and even opened up your DAW to be more creative. Okay. So what's the 1% fix for that? Every single day, starting today, just open up your DAW and hit one note for one instrument, and that's it. If you don't feel like making any more music, hit Control Q and get the hell out of there and mark it as a success for the day. This is a part of the Sync System video series that I'll be releasing here soon on my channel. This is going to develop a new habit. It's 1%. It takes literally a minute to do that, maybe, to open up your DAW, literally hit one horn blast, one kick drum, one guitar, nothing, like literally anything. It doesn't matter what it is, and hit cue. You're probably thinking, Jesse, that's a stupid suggestion. That's not going to get me more productive. That's just going to make me feel like I'm making progress when I'm really not. Like, that's not even producing music. That's just literally going through the hoops of something and jumping in. Watch what happens. Okay. After a week of doing that, let's say for the first 6 days, all you do is open it up, hit a note, click, quit, get out of there. Somewhere in the first week or 2 weeks, you're going to do that and go, all right, well, I'm here. Let me mess with something, right? And you're going to feel motivated. You don't know why. You weren't motivated to start with. You just, you got into the habit of opening up your DAW, and you'll feel motivated. You'll go like, yeah, I guess I'll mess with something. And before you know it, you're going to have a drum track ready. You're going to have some strings orchestrated, composed. You're going to have, a riff ready to go with your guitar. Whatever it is that you do, you're going to start noticing that just showing up every single day, a little bit of productivity starts to kind of just ooze out of you naturally and sometimes effortlessly. And when you hit roadblocks, quit. Okay. I'm not asking you to stay there for 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. Again, that's a big change. We don't want to do that. That's the sort of, the dieters on January 1st that are just reinventing everything. Don't do that. Literally just add 1% change to your daily habits. Okay. See what happens there. If you're not confident in your mixing or mastering, basically your overall production to your music, this will also be just in your producing skills and dynamics and transitions, anything. If you're just not 100% confident that what you're doing with your music is licensable and ready for production music libraries, simple 1% fix for that. Before you hit bounce, when you're done with your track, don't hit bounce unless you've grabbed a reference track to compare your song to. So if you're doing trailer music, do not hit bounce unless you've gone to a Trailer House website, a production music library that has trailer music, some place that has a legitimate showing of tracks that have been accepted by somebody who's getting their placements out there, right? And be honest and compare your music to it every single time you hit bounce. It's a 1% change. Don't change anything else about what you're doing. Keep the same plugins, the same approach, the same mixing approach, everything you're doing, all the same. The only difference now is you're just adding this tiny little difference of it has to go through this quality control process of comparing it to this track. And you might not get to that track on day one. You probably won't. But what you're going to do consistently with this new tiny 1% change in your habits is you're going to be training yourself to be listening as you produce, as you mix in your master, to high quality finished production music or trailer music or whatever it is that you do, any genre this works for, okay? So you're going to be training your brain to actually elevate your standards for what you expect from your output with your DAW, okay? Now, maybe a problem many of you guys are struggling with is you just don't know which library to pitch to. You might have a list of them, you might not have a list of them, and you're kind of concerned and worried. What if I send to the wrong one? It's so much, there's so many companies, I don't know how to make sense of any of this. Okay, well then don't bite off more than you can chew and try to analyze 100 companies in one day. Every day, 5 minutes before you go to before you go to your job or gig or whatever you got to do in the day, spend 5 minutes researching one company. That's it. You can do a Google search. It's absolutely free. TV, film, sync licensing, production music library, all these terms, you can kind of interchange them and find companies for free with a Google search right now if you want to. And you can go through, check out their clients, check out their placements, check out their catalog, listen to the music that they have that's connected to the kind of music that you specialize in and that you're really great at, and maybe you can determine if this is a company you want to potentially work with. Look at how recent their placements with, right? All those kind of things. 5 minutes. 5 minutes a day can be just basically while you're having your morning coffee, a little bit of research, maybe make an Excel sheet, make a couple of notes. Yeah, I'd give this, maybe grade them A, B, C, D, or F about who you want to potentially work with. And then close that and then move on with your day and forget about it. Okay. By the end of a week or the end of a month, you're going to have 30 companies that you've thoroughly researched, and you can decide, all right, how many of these are A's or B's or C's or who I want to really work with? Okay. This is a 1% change in your daily habit. I'm not asking you to become an analyst and to drop everything you're doing and become an expert on production music libraries. I'm asking, or you should be asking for yourself, 5 minutes a day. Okay. And by the way, self-plug here, the music library directory can save you a lot of time. That's actually got the 250 companies with the contact information, with their email addresses, and with their websites that you can just directly click on. You don't even have to go through the Google search if you don't want to, all in one PDF. And then, of course, I have SyncEdge, which is my personal recommendations for boutique TV film libraries. So the directory has all kinds of companies. The SyncEdge libraries, though, are the ones, they're kind of the ones that I basically partner with in my career that I feel really provide the most bang for your buck in terms of the music you're going to put out there. They can be really, really strong advocates for you. If you want to learn more about those are in the description box. So here's my offer for all of you guys, though, for 2024. Do you have a resolution? Are you struggling with something? Is there something that you didn't like about 2023 that you want to fix for 2024? Comment below, post it below. If you are open to me providing a suggestion for like a 1% change that can help you address that and move, remember, slowly into the future. It's tortoise and the hare here. We're not the hare rushing off into changing everything, but what's a tiny, tiny little addition or a new habit or a new thing you can start doing in your approach that can help you start building into that progression, into that sort of progress of where you want to go with your sync licensing career. If you're open for that, interested in it, post it below. If not, no worries. Whatever your New Year's resolutions are, I wish you guys all the best. I wish amazing things for all of you guys that are really giving sync licensing a sincere shot here. And I'm obviously just personally excited because I've got a lot of cool stuff lined up for you guys between Sync Up, which is happening in 2024 in June. We'll talk about that soon. Sync Connect, which is my new service, putting you guys on a Zoom chat with library CEOs directly, getting many of you guys personally connected with these people. We are on fire with Sync My Music, with all the amazing stuff that we're doing. And I think with the videos that I've been putting out recently and what I plan to do coming soon in the future, I think you guys are going to get some extremely high quality content coming from me here on the channel. So thank you for being with me. Thank you for being a part of this journey and this ride with Sync My Music for all the many years or months that you guys have been here. And I'm looking forward to this next year with you all.